So, Leah,
Yes.
I got something to show you. But before I show you,
Okay.
you have to answer the most important question. What is the one thing that everyone needs?
Uh, I don't know. What?
But you gotta have friends.
Stop singing! Well, it's no wonder you don't have any friends.
Wow. Only a true friend would be that truly honest.
I'm Lamont, and I would say I'm friendly as could be.
And I'm Leah. I might look like I have an edge, but I'm nice.
And you're
tuning into the Lamont and Leah Podcast. Lamont didn't finish the intro.
That was a bad intro. We need to redo that.
Why?
That was a bad intro. So today, Leah, I'm excited. I'm having a really good close friend. Come on. His name is Dylan Lavalliere. And he's going to come on today and talk to us. He sounded like he was cool about this whole topic, and I can't wait to get started.
All right, let's go get him.
All righty. Dylan, welcome to the Lamont and Leah Podcast. So glad you can make it on today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're so welcome, dude. And I'm so excited about today's topic. But before we jump in, can you introduce yourself to our viewer and listener audience?
Yeah, so my name is Dylan, obviously. So I work in the solar industry. I'm a solar installer. I'm a gamer. I play Magic, just all around nerd, that kind of thing. I mean, you know how I am, so I'm pretty dorky.
Solar's interesting.
Yeah, it's brutal, especially during the summer.
Oh,
yeah, I worry about him in the heat. Yeah.
We got ours installed during the winter so that it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah, we really appreciate that, actually.
Alrighty, sounds good.
All right, so let's jump into today's main topic. So, what word or image automatically pops into your head when you hear the word intimacy?
I'd probably say I generally use the word when I discuss someone that I'm dating or I'm seeing or whatever. If I'm talking about something that happened with me and a woman or something that I'm with, I mostly use that word, but I think that word could be used in many different ways because I don't think it means it's really person to person, I think.
Yeah. For me, I think, sexy.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
For me too. Usually when I think of intimacy, the first word that pops in my head is sex. Sex. Right?
Yeah, a little Marvin Gaye by the beach.
Love. Or love. So when we're using the word intimacy, or when people are trying to use the word intimacy, what do you think they're really trying to communicate?
Well, I think that's really dependent on person to person. I think that a lot of people use that word, however they choose to use the definition. Usually that's why I like to ask, what do you mean when, even when you ask me, what do you like, or what do you think of intimacy? That's generally what I think of, but I'm sure if you ask plenty of other people, they'd have a different definition than even I do. And it's all interpersonal connections that you have with people and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think most people lean towards maybe the sexual aspect of it.
Yes, 100%.
But if you look up the actual definition, it just means familiar or being close or private, personal. And I think that's just a
Yeah, when I talk to people about intimacy, I usually get something along the lines of closeness or sharing, love, comfort. It goes deeper or beyond. right? It's just not sex. Actually, when I talk to a lot of my enlightened friends, sex isn't even the first word that pops into their head. So I'm just probably a dirty pervert.
No, I think it's just like maybe like a societal thing. Like usually when people use the word intimacy, they're almost
implying.
always talking about something sexual. So I'm just wondering if that like affects us in a way where we don't even like think of using the word as like the actual
How it's intended.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I would think so actually too. Like even like I said, it's usually when I'm talking about someone I'm with or someone I'm dating, and then that's when I mostly use that word. But I mean, even when I haven't, like I would say a lot of my friendships, like in of themselves would be intimate, especially with my closer friends. Like I would say that like we have like intimate conversations, and it's about being open with each other and giving each other like. I mean, you got to be vulnerable, it's always like giving yourself out, like, with the expectation that, hey, this person could use this against you.
Yeah. So I think, Dylan, you just answered the next question. So the next question is, what do you believe is the key component in intimacy, or how does intimacy even work?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of going back to that last, like what I last said, but it's like, it's mostly just the bond that you share between you and another person. And, it goes back to like I said, if you're like talking with a friend or anything like that, and you need to, you want like an intimate kind of relationship with them, you do need to be open, and you do need to discuss things that, even if they might be uncomfortable, open yourself up to that, I guess, that talk, or, whatever. Like if we're talking friend to friend, like, yeah, I'm pretty generally open with all of my friends that, I'm very, very close with. And like, I tell them mostly everything, because I do like kind of have that like trust in them that, hey, like they're not going to use this against me and eventually, hurt me with that or whatever.
Yeah.
So I heard a lot of open, like I felt like you said open several times.
Yes.
And trust.
Yes.
So Leah, same question. What do you believe is the key component in how intimacy works?
So the reason why I brought up this topic in the first place is because when I think of the word intimacy, besides like the sexual aspect of it, I think like physically. So besides like, yeah, being vulnerable and like sharing your secrets with people, putting your trust in them, I also think that it can deal with like physical closeness. And I think that's where the lines between like the actual definition of intimacy and like the more like sexualized definition kind of get blurred or crossed. But that's why I actually brought up this topic.
Yeah. So to make intimacy work, there has to be a transparency, right? There has to be a being seen or heard, and a vulnerability that goes with that.
Right.
So that's how intimacy works. So when we talk about platonic, that kind of is like, what? Like, with like kind of how you were saying, Leah, like, what about the physical touching closeness and platonic? How does that even work? So, well, how do we even define platonic? What is platonic for people that may not know?
Friendship?
I mean, I think it could be emotional and physical, though. Platonic intimacy. I don't see why it couldn't.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think friendship, that's not like a, how do you explain the difference between like a friend love and like a love interest? Like that's what the difference is, I think, with the word platonic.
Yeah. So
I mean, I guess I just talk very differently about people that like I'm dating as opposed to like friends that like I'm just like really, really close with, because even, we cross some boundaries with each other, but we would still probably consider it all platonic.
Yeah.
Like what kind of boundaries would you be comfortable sharing?
Well, I think like what Leah brought up, like being like, or like telling your secrets and all that kind of stuff, you know, stuff that you don't generally share with others. I think that's actually like really important. Like I would say physical, like, I mean, I'm not afraid to give my friends a hug in public. Like if someone wanted to, you know, say something to me or anything about it, you know, that would just be like not even a problem with me. I would just like stop talking to that person or whatever, just write them off, because it's like I don't care what, you know, they think of me. Like if that's my homie, I'm friends with them, and then I'm gonna give them a hug, maybe a kiss on the cheek. I don't care. I love my friends.
So I've never gotten a kiss on the cheek from Dylan, but I've definitely gotten several hugs.
Yeah,
He's a good hugger.
True. But even between me and you, Lamont, like I would probably consider like me and you like having like a platonic, intimate relationship as well, because you know, I'm always open with you and you're always open with me, and like, you know, I think a lot of it had to do with like, you know, us not judging each other either from the get-go. Right. You know, I'm sure there's like several reasons and like examples I can give, but like I consider, you know, it a platonic, intimate relationship.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly why I wanted to have you on here today, to help unpack this. So actually, let's go into our story a little bit, shall we? Are you feeling brave, Dylan?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Yes. Tell me.
Okay, so Dylan is a twin, and I had actually met his brother Miles first. And Miles was really cool. Like, he was really chill, down to earth, a little uncomfortable because of the scene that he was at. He was at my place with a lot of loud queer people. Actually, you guys know, like William, he was on here like last month for Pride Month. And William is bright and beautiful and shiny and loud. And
Yes, they are.
yeah, so they're like we were celebrating someone's birthday or something, and Miles came, and he was dating a friend of ours at the time, and we were just getting to know her, you know. So Miles leaves for the military, and I'm starting to hear about this guy named Dylan, and Dylan's cool, and he's Miles's twin, and they're similar but different, and stuff. And so one day I heard him talk on the phone, and he was just being all kinds of like goofy on the phone, but like he also did, like, he said some gay stuff on the phone. And I was like, oh, like he was comfortable with his sexuality, like I'm gonna develop a romance with him. Like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And so from there, I kind of pursued him a little bit. So like I got his number. I don't remember how I got his number. And then we talked a little bit, and then we didn't talk for a while. And then we talked on Facebook for a little bit, and then we didn't talk for a while. And then we'd go back and forth messaging until we finally decided to hang out. So we hang out. We started working out together, and then COVID mess and crap, and oh my gosh, just threw things off. Yep. But one of the first hangouts with Dylan, it was crazy emotional for me because Dylan was being open and honest and like just like I guess feeling the vibes, and we were watching a movie and his leg brushed mine, and I was like, calm down, like he's straight. That doesn't mean anything. If he wasn't straight, it might mean something. Do not molest your friend. You guys are new friends.
Come on.
I don't remember brushing your leg, but I'm glad I know this now.
No, like your leg, like you just moved your leg and you rested up against mine. I was like, holy crap, he's not moving his leg. He's straight. This doesn't mean anything. He's probably just really comfortable.
Yep.
So I was like, calm down, pansexual man. Like, just calm down. But, yeah. And, like, and so it didn't turn into a big thing. Not even after that. Like, we just chilled and did more stuff together, hung out more and stuff. But, that physical, like, so, like, that physical, like, touch, the touching of a leg, like, is arousing, right? It can be arousing. I'm not even like a middle schooler. Like, I feel like that's more of a middle school like emotion to like go through that I went through. But I was like, oh, calm down. But yeah. And then I learned that like I can be physical with Dylan being appropriate. Like obviously I'm pretty sure he doesn't want me to go like grabbing his butt or his junk. But like, yeah, like I can be like I can put my hand on his shoulder or squeeze his arm or have physical moments, hugs, you know, and it'll be okay. And then we share, like, I'm pretty sure Dylan shares a lot more with me emotionally than he does a lot of females. So, because he knows I'm not going to judge him, and it's okay for him to have his feelings. So.
Yeah, I would actually say like generally, yeah. I mean, I feel like it's easier for me to like open up to like a guy more, just because like, I mean, I'm like I said, or like really like you said, like I am comfortable with my sexuality, and you know, even though you know, I didn't really know like that moment happened with the leg brushing. I still think like, oh, like you know, it's fine, like it's whatever, like you know. I didn't mean anything by it. I didn't know that even happened, but you know, that kind of like example is actually like it's a good one, because it's like, yeah, like I was comfortable around you because like, you know, we had talked about even a lot about mine and your sexuality, because like when I first heard about you, the only thing that I heard was that you're gay, but you had told me that you're actually like bisexual. So that's where I kind of, you know, wanted to know, like, you know, where you stand with like that kind of stuff. Obviously, you know, I'm like straight, but, you know, you asked me questions about like other things, and, you know, we've had that kind of like closeness, like as well, just emotionally and I mean, and physically, like, you know, because you are like my friend, and, you know, I don't mind like, you know, putting my arm around you, you know, if I have a couple drinks in me, you know, maybe I might get a little bit gay, but, you know, I'm still straight, you know. It happens.
I promise to not take advantage of you if you're drunk. I'll wait till you sober up and make sure you really want to do anything.
Oh my goodness, Lamont. No, Lamont, that's a very, your story is very like similar to stuff I've experienced. Like, I have such a hard time being physically, platonically intimate with people. Like, besides like really good friends, I don't like hugging people. Like, when I'm uncomfortable with their touch, because I don't know, for some reason, like when I meet someone new and they hug me, I'm like, oh, is that like what are we feeling here? It's like such a ridiculous thing. And like, I was always really jealous of the girls in like middle school and high school that would like sit on each other's laps and like, you know, lounge on each other. And I'm over here like, yep, I'm going to stay 6 feet away.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID. I started the trend. So like, I've always been really uncomfortable with that. And so every time something really like minute like that would happen with a friend, I would have the same exact thought process. Didn't matter if I was like into them or not. I'd just be like, are we feeling something now? Are we getting married? Like, what's happening? Like, very dramatic. I don't know why. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Thoughts, Lamont?
So I have a couple. So like I have 2 straight husbands. I call them my straight husbands because they're straight, but like what I'm implying when I say that is these are 2 men that I enjoy like spending time with, and honestly, like they have a part of my heart. Like if they ever wanted to like start something romantic, it would go down. I'd be like so ready, right? Obviously they don't, because they desire female companionship, but emotionally they're available to me, you know, and stuff. So yeah, what is that? So obviously platonic intimacy is a real thing, And when we look at intimacy as more than sexuality or even physical touch, like it involves all of that, right?
Right.
So, again, Dylan being hetero, he can express himself safely with me with touch, knowing that I'm not going to take advantage or push uncomfortable boundaries. And that safety, like that safety is intimate, right? That trust, that knowing that like I can be okay around you, I can share certain things with you, and I don't have to worry about them getting out to other people and or them being thrown back in my face or used against me.
What I'm hearing, Lamont, I'm using your lines against you. What I'm hearing is within a friendship, we should be able to express vulnerability and trust, whether just through talking, sharing, or even like physically.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I feel like you and I are platonically intimate, you know, like I think I kind of alluded to it at the beginning of our show when I was like, there was one point where I think I had a crush on you, but like I didn't know what it was because it wasn't like I wanted to hold your hand and dance like the night away with you, but like I love being around you and having a good time with you and taking you places and buying you food and like just like the things we would do, the music we would listen to, and dancing in the car down the street, you know. You obviously told me a lot of secrets with your family and what you're going on or what you were going through. We've been really good friends. I don't know, like I feel like we always did appropriate touching and hugging. I feel like it wasn't like too much or too little, like but like I know we like it transitioned to more of a brother sister relationship.
Yeah, and on like the physical aspect of that, I'm comfortable with you. So if you give me a hug or if you sit really close to me, that's fine. Like I don't care. I guess it's, you know, people I'm not as trusting with maybe are the ones, like I'm trying to think back to high school who exactly it was, but I don't know. Maybe I just didn't trust them like deep down.
Yeah. And they gave you reason to, because like there's certain people I would never tell anything to.
Yeah.
You know, like because I see what they do with the non-significant information that they have. So I'm just like,
Good point.
I know exactly what you mean, though. Like, you know, well, you know most of my relationships, Lamont. Like, you've been there for probably like a good majority of them too, actually, at this point now. But you know, there's been people, you know, in my life that, you know, I was open to, and it sucks because a lot of them didn't deserve it, and they ended up using like the little bits of information I told them to get around it, or to, you know, they didn't want to hurt me, but they, you know, inevitably did. So, you know, like that, I feel like at the same time, like I feel like that's why I'm so protective, because like even me, I was a theater kid in high school, and you know, I was always like a hugger, like in theater, but like I don't know, sometime after I kind of lost like a lot of trust for people, so like I didn't really like new people, new friends, any of that stuff. But I think that's also kind of a flaw, like with me, is like that. Yeah, I do trust people pretty easily, but I also need to know when to back up and not have like those type of relationships with those kind of people, because generally it's not good. Doesn't lead anywhere good.
Yeah, good point. I think I was like that too in high school. Now I'm like, no, don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Who are you?
Yeah.
Gotta vet my friends.
I think it's also like I question a lot of people that come into my life now as like, okay, well, what are you here for? Like, what do you want from me? And sometimes they can't even answer that. So that's where I'm like, so what is this? What are we doing?
Yeah. I guess like if you would ask me that, Dylan, I'd be like, well, I don't want anything from you except your time, if you're willing to give it.
Yeah, well, and I never had that feeling with you. Like, I don't know why, I just never did. I never had that feel, like, even though we've talked about stuff that like I would be probably uncomfortable with some other people, you know, it was like kind of okay because I kind of already knew you for like a long time before I actually met you. Like I think I knew you probably about like a couple months before, and even when I don't know if you remember, but when we were in Chicago, like I don't remember if it was me or someone sent you a Snapchat, and we all said Lamont instead of cheese, and then like it got sent to you.
I think you were visiting your brother, and I wanted to see a picture of the two of you because I was like, well, how does Dylan look? Like he looks like Miles. Well, obviously they're twins, but like not like you can tell twins apart, or at least I know how.
I don't think me and Miles look anything apart though.
No. So what does he look like? And so I think our friend, she took a snap and sent it.
Yeah.
And it was you and your brother and your sister and. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, Lamont. Boom, picture.
Oh, so Leah, there was one time Dylan had asked me to come on his Discord. And so like him and his friends were just playing the game, and like anytime they like scored or did something, they're like, "This is for Lamont!" Like for like an hour and a half straight. Like it's crazy.
Fun.
I don't remember what game we were playing, but yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
we're gonna have to do a whole entire episode on like how to build trust with people, because I think I like brought up this topic with the like idea of like figuring out like, is it possible to be platonic and intimate? Because, you know, like I said at the start, my first thought is like a sexual sort of nature, but I'm realizing that this is really like a trust thing, and like the physical aspect or just the sharing aspect about your private life is really not what is important. I'm kind of seeing it's more of just like, do you trust this person, and how do you build that trust with someone?
Yeah.
So
how does that person like show up in your life? And is it worth it? You know, because the consequences of making that mistake and it not being worth it can be devastating.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So another topic for another episode.
Because we're great at that.
Yes, we are.
We're excellent at that. All right. I think it is time for us to take a break. What do you think, Leah?
Yes, now that I've had this breakthrough in my weekly therapy session with this podcast. Let's take a break, and then we'll jump back into it. So, Lamont, this week is your birthday.
Woo!
Are you excited?
Gosh, I can't believe I'm going to be 34, or I am 34 now.
So for my birthday, you wrote me a very wonderful card.
Yes.
So to, return the favor, I decided that I want to bake you a cake.
Ooh.
But I'm missing some things for this cake. So if you two can help me figure out what I'm missing, then maybe we can figure out how to make a cake, and I'll make you one.
Okay.
So let's start with the birthday boy. Give me a verb.
Run.
All right. Dylan.
Yes.
How about an adjective?
Silly.
All right. Lamont, another adjective. Guys, I'm going to take forever to edit again.
Crazy.
All right, perfect. A plural noun.
Jeez.
Maybe something that deals with making a cake.
No, that's cheating.
Is it cheating?
I don't know.
All right. Fish.
All right.
Ew.
All right, so we're going to need...
Cake and fish shouldn't go together.
1, 2, 3, 4 different foods.
Okay. I got gum drops.
All right.
Icing.
All right, Lamont.
Sprinkles.
Cheating. And another food.
Does it have to be cake related?
Just food.
How about sushi?
All right. Next, Lamont, we need another verb.
Another verb. Carrying. Was that a verb? To carry something? Carrying?
Yeah. Carry. All right. An adjective.
I'll just do a color, blue.
Blue. Okay. Lamont, another adjective.
Sparkly.
Sparkly. Perfect. All right. And a verb.
Hiking.
Lamont, an adjective.
Is dainty an adjective?
Yep.
Okay.
And a noun.
Obama.
Oh my lord.
Lamont, verb.
Sign.
All right. Sign. Another verb.
Pushing.
All right. Lamont, another verb.
Laying.
Lay, like lay down.
Yeah.
All right.
Or you can actually lay, like the flower lay if you want.
That's a noun.
Either one.
Or
Oh,
I
that's
guess
a noun.
lay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll stick with lay down. Okay, so we need 3 colors.
Okay.
Make
Yellow.
them good. Yellow.
Turquoise.
And hot pink.
And hot pink. Almost done. I need an adjective and then a verb.
Goofy.
All right. And Lamont.
Dance.
Yeah, all right, dance. All right. So thank you guys for helping me fill out this instructional on how to make a cake. So let's see if I can figure out how to do this. Running a silly cake is crazy once you know how it's done. First, you need the fish, like gumdrops, icing, sprinkles, and sushi. Then you carry all the ingredients together. Finally, you blew the batter. You blew the sparkly batter into dainty pans and hike them into Obama to bake.
Gosh. Dylan, what did you do?
After signing the cake, it's time to push the frosting. Lay food coloring to frosting to make a rainbow cake in colors like yellow, turquoise, or hot pink. Don't forget the goofy step, dancing the cake. Alrighty, I think I can figure it out, and I will be delivering your cake to you this week, Lamont.
Sounds wonderful.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lamont.
Thank you. This has been a pretty good topic. I'm glad I got to share some of mine and Dylan's story. Leah, is there anyone you are looking forward to developing a platonic relationship with?
Well, now that my definition of what all this has changed, not really. Not right now. I mean, with COVID. I think one of my goals for last year before everything, died, was I wanted to make a few more friends because a few of my friends actually just moved. And I no longer have a job where I have coworkers. So I was like, okay, 2020, I'm going to make some friends. I'm going to go out, find some people. Well, we all know how that turned out. So as of right now, I don't have any targets. But as soon as things start opening up over here, which they kind of are, I'm going to go back on my quest to find a few friends. So I'll keep you updated on that. But As of right now, no. I'm gonna have to look into how to build trust with people, because I think that is like the prime thing we came to today.
Yes.
Yeah. So, as always, so I feel like life is kind of like a math equation, right? So if you do one thing to one side, you have to do it to the other side. Mm-hmm. So if you're gonna build trust with people, what do you have to do in order to build trust with people to the other side?
I don't know. I'm not good at math.
Build trust with yourself, right?
Oh.
It starts with you. You have to build trust with yourself. Trust your feelings. Trust your instincts. Be kind and loving and compassionate to yourself so you know what that is. So when you go out and seek it in others, you can see it and spot it.
Good point.
Otherwise, people can do a number if they're not aware.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Dylan,
Mm-hmm.
it has been great having you on today. A little bit of a shorter topic for us, which Lee and I have been aiming to make our episodes a little bit shorter.
Right.
But thank you so much for being on today. Before you go, if people wanted to reach out with you or get in contact with you more about this subject or other subjects, what would be the best way for them to do that?
I think the best place, if you were to follow me anywhere, would just be Twitter or Instagram. So my Twitter is at DookieDill, DookieDill, and Instagram, probably the same thing. I actually don't know my Instagram, to be honest. I don't even know if it works as ads. I don't even know. But yeah, find me on there. Yeah, other than that, no, that's pretty much the only two places I'm really on.
All right. We will test those out for you guys to make sure those are working, and then we'll plug them in to the episode where you can get all your your stuff.
Yeah, we'll put the correct links down below.
Is there anything that you're currently working on that you would like to share with us?
Well, as you know, I'm finishing on my tattoo. So I'm really, really trying to get that done because it is an expensive tattoo and I just want it to be over with. I want it to be good, but I want it to be over with because I'm tired of paying money on it. But I'm trying to get that done. I'm trying to get back in shape because getting the tattoo kind of made me slow down on working out. And then COVID just kind of dropped it. So trying to do that. I want to go on more hikes, all that stuff. But other than that, no, I'm trying to slow down on a lot of other stuff. Just take a step back and get some breather room for me so I can actually get to doing all that.
Yeah. So Dylan's tattoo is on his chest, and before he got his tattoo done, I did ask him. I sent him a request hey, would it be cool for you to send me a picture so I can say I knew Dylan when before his tattoo? So yes, I have a picture of bare chest Dylan.
I still have that same picture too, actually. I look at it sometimes and it's still weird to look at, actually, because now I'm just so used to this thing.
That's how I feel with my nose ring. When I see pictures without my nose ring, I'm like, who is that?
And then Dylan, finally, is there any words that you would like to say that it doesn't have to be about today's topic or anything like that? Anything powerful, any lesson in life that you learned, anything you would want someone to know before tuning out of this episode today?
Well, I guess maybe just more towards the younger audience that watches. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Be open and honest with people. Even though it can be scary, be careful. Kind of who you're dealing with and who you're vibing with in life. So just be careful, but be open, be honest, be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself. That's one thing that's been so hard for me, is to just be who the person I want to be. And that's it.
I think that's great.
Great point. Thank you. And I think that will do it for us today. So thank you everyone for listening or watching. And make sure to leave us a comment and let us know what you thought about today's topic. And yeah, okay, bye-bye.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Today's life lesson is developing self-intimacy. Intimacy. It begins with you. Ask yourself, are you listening to yourself? Are you able to tune in and acknowledge your wants, your needs, your desires? Are you taking emotional responsibility for allowing yourself to feel and to process your feelings? Are you being safe and compassionate with yourself? Remaining in curiosity in order to stay out of judgment? If the answer is yes, you're doing great and continue on your journey. If the answer is no, well, at least you are aware of the potential areas of growth, and I hope you will grow. And that is today's life lesson.